This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com. We've talked about before when you first went to work for Vince, he didn't just say, hey, here's your duties, go do this. It started out as, hey, learn the business. Tell me a little bit about that for Shane. Was he sort of on a similar trajectory behind the scenes, just trying to sit in and learn different things? Or did Vince have a more defined path for him, if that makes sense?
No, I think it was more along the lines of, if you really want to be in the business, then you need to learn the business. And I've always said this about at wrestling schools, and whenever we would have developmental camps and things of that nature, guys would always look at putting up and tearing down the ring almost as a punishment. The way that I looked at that is you have to understand how a ring goes together, and you have to appreciate how to put the ring together safely and tear it down and, store it and transport it and what have you. I liken it to a parachute, because parachutes, when you go out, you pack your own parachute. You pack your own parachute for safety so that you know exactly how that chute is packed, and you're confident jumping out of an airplane with that pack strapped to your back. A ring, to me, is the same thing. If you know how that ring goes up and you know how that ring is put together, it's no different than packing a parachute. You'll know if there's something wrong over here. Well, I'm going to work over on the other side. It's the same thing in the business, and I think that Vince viewed it is, if you want to be in the business, the best way to learn everything about the business is to start from the ground up and learn as much as you can coming up. If you start up top, you never have any idea what the hell happens all the way through the company. If you start off, selling pictures and programs, and you start off and you're doing every menial job that there is to do, then you appreciate those, quote, menial jobs, and you appreciate them, and it's not looked upon as menial anymore. It's a part of what everybody does, and everybody is an important cog in the wheel. It's an appreciation of the business.
In 98, I guess it's August of 98, he becomes he's the initial color commentator for Sunday Night Heat, announcing alongside Jerry Lawler, Jim Cornette, and Kevin Kelly. And he even gets a shot at announcing an episode of Monday Night Raw. But of course, online, the critics were not exactly thrilled with his commentary, but commentary is a pretty tough thing to pull off. He's also the voice of the video game WWF Attitude, along with Jerry Lawler in 99. I didn't think he was bad. Maybe he gets a little too enthusiastic, but that's never a bad thing. What do you think about Shane on commentary, and why wasn't it maybe the best fit?
Well, I don't know. It was different. And the idea behind it was to be different, not to do the stereotypical color commentator or anything. It was to attempt to get the voice of that demographic, of a much younger demographic, and a little bit of a wild child in that regard. So it was trying to do something different, trying to do not the stereotypical, okay, here's a heel commentator and he's going to be your color commentator, and here's your babyface commentator, play-by-play guy. It was just looking for Shane to add a different feel to it. A lot of it, the MTV was evolving and changing up the way that they were doing business and how they were presenting their product. So a lot of it was experimental, and Shane was a good-looking guy that had gift of gab, so why not use him?
Now that he's back on air officially, he's taking a more character-based role as a babyface. He even turns on his father by signing Stone Cold Steve Austin to a contract after Vince McMahon demoted him to the position of referee, at least in storyline. But of course, it's all part of a master plan by the evil chairman. We all remember Survivor Series 98. Shane turns heel, turning on Austin and becoming an official member of the corporation. Of course, later that night, Rock wins the WWF title. I liked Shane in that role, though, going to count 3 and he flips off Steve Austin. Pretty iconic moment.
And Shane pulled it off. There were, some people that thought that they were pushed in there a little too soon. here's here's the stigma that often happens is you have someone new. Are they ready? If you have 10 people in the room, probably 8 of them are going to tell you no, they're not ready. Well, when the hell are they going to be ready? And you're never going to know if they're ready or not unless you just put them out there and find out. Sometimes they may shit the bed. Sometimes they may just astound you. And there's a laundry list of people from Brock Lesnar to Kurt Angle, The Rock. Just, you can go right down the list of people that weren't ready. Batista, they weren't ready. Well, you got to get ready. And Shane was put in that position. Shane had the double-edged sword of being young and inexperienced and also being a McMahon. So for Shane, boy, you better deliver. And I think he did. I think he did a hell of a job.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.